Over the world. What is going on now? I mean, in South Africa, we've got drought on the one side, storms on the other side, hail the size of cricket balls. We've got typhoon in Taiwan, in Somalia. Today, we've had 140 dead. What's happening?
Yeah, you can just imagine how difficult my job gets and many other scientists, climate scientists out in the world. It is quite crazy, as you just described it now. There's a lot of events taking place. There's earthquakes, there are a lot of these cyclones coming in, typhoons, and a lot of storms, and also very dry areas. And yesterday, there was an interview on one of the news programs here on the 24-hour channel, and that the thing with climate change is that we are not really sure what's going to happen. Some places are going to get much drier than others, some places are going to get much more flooded than others, and so on. And we are not 100% sure. We've got a good idea, but not 100% sure which ones will get the floods and which ones will get the droughts. But, crazy weather, that's what we're experiencing.
I wanted to ask you about the one that affected us here in Joburg. We had a massive storm yesterday, and 2 days before that, we had hail storms this big, hail bullets, I call them, the size. What causes that? And it's completely unseasonal, but what's the cause of that? And I suppose stay indoors is the only way to way to be safe.
Yeah, I could maybe stop you there from saying unseasonal, and it is pretty much the right time for these kind of storms. A lot of thunder has been taking place or happening in South Africa, and as you say, people been talking about the hail the size of cricket balls and so on. If you think about it, was just winter just not so long ago, and now summer is kicking in, and at a very fast pace. Temperatures are very hot. Yeah. So what is happening is you get two systems, the winter systems and the summer systems, sort of coming together, and then you get this mixture of these crazy winds that are sort of rising fast and getting these clouds develop at about 13,000 meters high, and those develop these kind of hailstorms.
What's happening with typhoons in Somalia and in Taiwan? Is it a question of global warming, or is that also quite seasonal? And why are they so fierce?
Yeah, they are quite seasonal. As I said, this is a time just about late summer. So we are a bit early in terms of the typhoon season and so on. But late summer, early autumn, that's where you usually get those typhoons happening and taking place along those parts. Also in Somalia, it was a bit of a shock for me. It is usually a very dry place, and we hardly see these kind of storms along those parts. But with the typhoon that took place a week ago or so, the conditions are just right. The storm has been developing and brewing for, a couple of days before that. And although it was monitored and sort of tracked where it was developing, you must also remember these storms happen almost all the time, especially out in the ocean, in those warm waters. So, we watch them, we see them, and most of them sort of don't even make landfall. Yeah. And that's precisely what has sort of happened there. It just developed that one, and it moved into the right direction, the wrong direction, actually. Let me not say the right direction.
Paul, you bring us bad news. Paul Manare, thanks for joining us, by the way, Paul. We're going to wrap the show now. Paul says that it's not unseasonal weather. It's pretty much within the wheelhouse. What is a little bit different is the fierceness of it, and maybe the size of the hailstones and so forth.